Okay, I'm going to be going over some of the questions on the study guide. This is not a follow along video. This is you're doing the study guide on your own, you get to a problem, you don't know how to get started. That's when you're using this video. It is not for you to just copy down everything that I'm doing on the screen to get done with it early, because that will not help on your test. Okay, so these first 9 problems, we've been solving equations so much, so I'm not going to do them all. I'm just going to show you what I'm looking for work when you're on your test. So I want to draw that line down that equal sign. I want to do the opposite of whatever's in the problem. So if it's x minus 26, I want to add 26 to both sides. Minus 26 plus 26 cancels out. That's 0. So 0, x minus 0 is just x. Over on this side, 30 plus 26 is 56. Last thing we do is circle our answer. Okay, so that's what you're going to continue doing for the rest of these problems. If you have a question on an answer, you can always check with the answer key in class. All right, these tables are a little different than what we may have seen in class. Our tables that we've been working with are going down to save us some space. So you'll notice these ones are going across, where ours have been going down recently. We wanted the relationship between x and y going across. What's different in these ones is that the relationship between x and y is going down. So we want to know, going down, does it show the pattern that we are looking for between x and y? Y equals 5x. This means y equals 5 times x. So we have some numbers for x that they're giving us. All these ones at the dot are the numbers for the x. We want to know, does 5 times that number equal the number that they're showing us for y? Okay. So 0 times 5 is 0. That's correct. 1 times 5 is 5. That's correct. 2 times 5 is not 7, so that's not an option. 0 times 5 is 0. That's good. 1 times 5 is 5. That's good. 2 times 5 is 10. Good. 3 times 5 is 15. Good. 4 times 5 is 20. Good. 5 times 5 is 25. That's good. So this is an answer option. Now we do have to check the rest to make sure that there's not more than one, because sometimes questions will say like select all that apply, and there's going to be more than one correct answer, so we have to keep checking. 0 times 5 is not 5, it's 0, so that one would not work. 0 times 5 is not 50, so that one would also not work. Okay, you will have a question like this on your test. Colton and Caden found a winter job shoveling snow for their neighbors. Colton gets paid $20 each hour. Caden gets paid $5 for gas money, and then $15 each hour. So we need a table for Colton and a table for Caden. In our left side is always going to be our 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, no matter what the label is. Okay, we've got hours and money. Which one of those is going to be our 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because that's our independent variable. That's going to be the hours. And the money earned is going to depend, because it's the dependent variable, on how many hours that we shovel. So we've got hours and money, hours and money. Colton makes $20 each hour. So if he does not go shovel anything, he gets $0. If he goes shovels for 1 hour, he gets 20. If he shovels for 2 hours, he'd get 40. 3 would be 60, 80, then 100. Caden, on the other hand, he gets $5 for gas money and then $15 each hour. So he gets $5 for driving over to their house in the first place. Okay, so he's got some gas money there. Then if he shovels for another hour after that, he gets $15 more. So he would be at 20. If he shovels for another hour, he'd get another $15 for that next hour, which would be 35. And here we're just going to count up by 15s, because each hour that we add on, he's going to get $15 more, because that's how much he makes each hour. So here we'd be at 50, 65, and then 80. When we are writing the equations, Colton's equations will be y equals 20x. He's getting $20 each hour. Caden's equation would be 15x, because he's getting $15 each hour, plus the gas money, plus the $5. Okay, when we are graphing this, I'm going to do Colton in purple and Caden in green. so we can see the difference. When we are setting up our graph, our independent is always our x, remember, and our dependent is our y. Our independent is x, dependent is y. So our hours, there are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go on the x-axis, and our money earned goes on the y-axis. So down here we have hours. Over here we have money. Our 0 is at the corner, and then each line, not the spaces, we're not labeling spaces, each line is 1. Okay. On our y-axis, we have to go from 0 to 100 in this table, from 5 to 80. So our smallest number is 0, biggest number is 100. So you have to go 0 to 100. I would count by tens to space it out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we should be able to fit that. So on each line, not the space, each line is 10. Okay, let's do Colton first. Colton starts at 0, 0. So down in that corner, I'm going to put a dot. Then he goes 1, 20. So over to 1, up to 20, put a dot. 2, 40. 3, 60. 4 is equal to 80. And 5 is equal to 100. Connect that in as best of a line as you can. Then we've got Caden. Caden at 0 starts out at 5. So at 0, he's got to start out at 5, which is like halfway between that 0 and 10. Then after 1, he gets 20 also, so I'm just going to kind of overlap that a little bit. 2 is 35. 3 is 50. 4, 65. 5 is equal to 80. I'm going to connect that as best as I can into a line. Okay. Who would make more money for shoveling 8 hours? So again, let's do Colton first. He makes $20 an hour, so he would make 20 times 8. Our little tens trick, if it has a 0, 2 times 8 is 16. Add the 0 on, he would make 160. Now Caden's is a little more difficult. He makes $15 an hour, so we do 15 times 8 to get how much he would have for that hour, for those 8 hours. We would just stack those to multiply. So he'd make 120 plus the 5 for gas money, so he would make 125. So if we want to know who makes more money shoveling snow for 8 hours, it would be Colton. Okay, last question. We want to know which of the following is the graph and table that matches y equals 10x. Remember, y equals 10x equals means y equals 10 times x. So again, with these tables, we're just going to check like we did with this one up here. Okay, we're just going to see if the relationship between x and y is times 10. So is this times 10? Well, 0 times 10 is 0. 1 times 10 is 10. 2 times 10 is 20. 3 times 10 is 30. So that is an option. Okay, then let's check the other table. 0 times 10 is not 10. So that's not an option. Okay, now we're looking for the graph that starts at 0, 0, then goes over to 1, up to 10, over to 2, up to 20. So at 0, 0, there should be a dot here. So this one does not match. But even if we didn't notice that, at 1, it should be 10. So over at 1, it should go up to 10, but it's at 2. So this one's not a match. For this one over here, 0, 0 is a dot. Over 1, up 10. Over 2, up to 20, 3, 30, 4, 40, 5, 50, 6, 60. And that would be our graph. You will have a question like this on your test as well, where you just have to go through the situations that they give you to see if it matches the equation.